And Jesus then starts to talk to them. And I don't think it's a mistake about what happens when the new happens. Because he's talking to some brothers that don't understand the new has happened. John said, I must decrease, right? It is a decrease. So that Christ will increase. But a lot of his own disciples didn't catch that. They don't understand what that means. I got to get with the new. Well, Jesus wants to explain something to them, and he says to them in that 34th verse, can you make the children of the bride chamber fast while the bridegroom is with them? So he starts talking about a wedding. Now, this is interesting. Can I jump back to the Gospel of John just one more time? Just I don't know. Put your Holy Ghost sneakers on. You just run this reference with me. Run the reference with me. Go to John chapter 3. Jesus starts talking about a wedding. And I think by implication you can figure out that he's saying he is the bridegroom.
That's right.
But there's a place where John is talking about Jesus too. And look at this. John chapter 3, verse 22. Verse 22, I'm going to read just a little bit. After these things came Jesus and his disciples into the land of Judea, and there he tarried with them and baptized. Just in case, that's like put that aside in your head someday, because you never know. You might get a trivia question. Did Jesus ever baptize anybody? I got that. See that? I'm getting you prepared. You're going to win on Jeopardy. You're going to win. Put this up. File that stuff away. Jesus did baptize. We don't know who he baptized, but he did baptize. But anyway, and John also was baptizing in the Aenon near Salem, because there was much water there, and they came and were baptized. And John was not yet cast into prison. Then there arose a question between some of John's disciples and the Jews about purifying. And they came unto John and said unto him, Rabbi, he that was with thee beyond Jordan, to whom thou bearest witness, behold, the same baptizes, and all men come to him. I love that. That's so interesting to me. Because there the disciples are talking about Jesus. They say, John, Master, that one that you bear record of. See, they heard the record, but they weren't, That one that you said was the Christ? Yeah, he's baptizing. And they really don't know who he is. They really haven't caught on yet. But anyway, they have this question. And they ask, and John says something to them. He answered and said, a man can receive nothing except it be given him from heaven. That surely is true. Ye yourselves bear witness that I said, I am not the Christ. Remember what I told you? I'm not the Christ. I told you. Now you got to bear witness to that. But that I am set before him. That's all. Now he that hath the bride is the bridegroom. But the friend of the bridegroom which standeth and heareth him rejoices greatly because of the bridegroom's voice. This my joy, therefore, is fulfilled. He must increase, but I must decrease. He that cometh from above is above all. He that is of the earth is earthly, and speaketh of the earth. He that cometh from heaven is above all. Now John, in trying to answer their question, he makes this allusion. He says, he too calls Jesus the bridegroom. And he says, look, there's always going to be a bridegroom, and then there's going to be a best man. Now the bridegroom gets to kiss the bride. Best man just got to be happy for everybody. Don't get the benefits of the bridegroom.
All right.
That's just natural. Right.
That's right.
And he says, this is the bridegroom.
All right.
I'm just a friend of the bride.
That's right.
This is his day.
Yes.
We got no questions about what he does. If he's baptizing, let him baptize. If he's healing, let him heal. Yes. Whatever he's doing, get with him. Listen to him. I must decrease, and he's going to be on the increase.
All right. Yes. Yes.
But anyway, I didn't bring that out entirely for that purpose. I wanted to emphasize that he called Christ the bridegroom. And Christ is calling himself the bridegroom in the illustration. Luke 5:34. And Christ says, when the bridegroom is with you, can you mourn? And there's an experience that comes with the tradition of marriage at that time.
Yes, sir.
Maybe we don't have quite the same experience with marriage, but in those days,
Yes.
Marriages were largely arranged, you know.
Right. That's right.
They find a man and a woman that could make a good couple. Usually the family on both sides gather together, they make this couple. And then they have an engagement. An engagement was like marriage. It was very serious.
That's right.
So once that man was engaged to that woman, it was like they were married. I know that don't happen today. They wouldn't come out of that agreement too easy.
No.
And on top of that, if they messed up and did something wrong, that was called adultery.
That's right.
Because they were already engaged.
That's right. That's right.
We won't linger there too long, but it's different. It's different today. But nonetheless, when they had an engagement, there was a ceremony.
Yes.
A big old party, a feast went on because a bride and a groom were going to be coming together.
That's right.
Because they were together. They just weren't physically together, but they were together by law. And they had a feast.
Yes.
While that bridegroom was there.
Yes.
While that bride was there. And everybody had a party. They enjoyed each other. They ate food. They drank wine. But the day came when the feast was over and the bridegroom had to leave. And he told that joker, go get yourself out there, get the house.
That's right.
Woman's got to, get prepared. The woman's got to have a place to live.
Yeah, that's it, sir.
That's another thing that's different. You're right. That's another thing that changed. Scrawny brothers today don't do nothing before they get married. But back in that day, they had to build her something.
That's right.
She had to have a place to live.
Yes, sir.
Went out there and they built that home. And they didn't come back to get the bride until everything was ready.
That's right.
So there was going to be a period of separation. And maybe some sadness. You did have a celebration while you were waiting for him to come back. You understand that? That was the natural sense of it. There was a party. There was a celebration of the marriage.
All right.
Of the at least of the engagement of the marriage. Then there was a separation. The bridegroom went away. I guess you could call that a period of mourning. I'm sure the bride, I guess sure she was lonely and longing to see him again. And then almost any time, maybe weeks, months later, the bridegroom would reappear and the party would go on again. Because now it was time for the marriage.
That's right.
And he was ready to receive her as his wife. Well, Christ was a bridegroom.
All right.
His bride that he was engaged to is the church.
That's right. That's right.
And what Christ is explaining is that right now is the engagement party. He was celebrating with his disciples, celebrating with all mankind, except they didn't understand that they were invited to a party. But they could have enjoyed the party if they understood it. Because the bridegroom was there with them.
Yes.
But the day was going to come when he'd have to go away.
Yes, sir.
And he has to prepare a place for his bride.
Yes, sir.
He promised, in my Father's house
What you say?
are many mansions.
Yes, sir.
I go to prepare a place for you.
Yes.
That's the bridegroom preparing a place for the bride.
Yes, sir.
Ready when he's going to come back. I'll receive you to myself.
Yes. All right.
He's going to come back and gather up his bride when the place was ready.
Yes. Oh, my God. Yes, sir.
But that's something new. That's something different. And he had to explain to John's disciples, he had to explain to the Pharisees even. Your pattern of worship and belief doesn't fit the new thing that is happening.
All right. Yes.
See, you don't understand what's going on.
All right.
You still in mourning. You don't know who's here with you.
Yes.
You don't know who's in your midst.
All right.
Or else you'll be in a feast mode too.
Yes.
That's all right.
Oh, glory.
Sometimes we don't understand. Sometimes we don't catch it. We don't catch it. We're not ready for the new.